Welcome to Black Girl Say Something, where this black girl has something to say. And if you're hearing this, I have to report, I'm not divorced yet. And that's unfortunate. But let me take you back to a time where currently right now, as I'm recording this, it is the moment after court. You're listening to this on a Friday, possibly. Court was on a Thursday. And I've been going to court long enough to kind of understand and self-reflect and holistically get to a place where I need to self-regulate using all of the tools that I've learned in therapy over the course of the years prior to this thing starting. So what I decided to do today, or what I decided to do the day of court, was I got up, recorded my discussion post for the class that I'm teaching, get dressed, put on my finest blazer, take my vitamin D3 with some orange juice, make some tea, and then shortly after that was done, went for a walk. And then from my walk, I took my magnesium glycinate with my breakfast and kind of unwind for the rest of the day because I had already planned out my teachings, or my teachings was already planned out for my class, which is later in the evening. And as well as I'm also taking a class on TikTok, University Hillman Talk, if you will, called Emotional Intelligence. And she gave us a journal prompt to do, and I had completed it the day before. And the question, I want to take this episode to not go too much into the question itself, because if you want to, I'll link her video in the description, link her TikTok in the description of this episode, so you can go and follow her and follow along and be a classmate of mine, because I am taking the class. It's Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, her class. But she said, what feelings, if you had space to allow yourself to feel, what feelings would you feel? And my answer is rage. I would feel rage with no consequence. Don't know how, but I just want to feel it from the depths of me. Because going back to young me, the date was February 14th, 2013, where was the day I got married. The day that I signed my life over to the person who means me no well. The day that I and my daughter was already born, I decided that we are both going to be responsible for this child. And not even a year into being married, I had another child. And I'll never forget that Valentine's Day, if you will. I never wanted to get married on Valentine's Day because we hadn't been together long enough for me to know if I truly loved this person, but I already had a kid and we were living together. And so screw up on my part, but my frontal lobe wasn't developed, so don't judge me if you do the math. I was only 23, 24 even. I wasn't even 25. And so we got married on Valentine's Day, and I'll never forget, I was like, if we're getting married on Valentine's Day, what are the plans? What are we going to do? And so we're just two young 20-somethings, and we went ahead and, forgive all the noise because I'm on my walk, but two young 20-somethings, we told the family, meet us at Chili's, and we had a reception, if you will, at Chili's. Very ghetto, I know. And if you know me in real life, you know I was so disgusted by that. That's number one. Number two, when you get married, you have so many days to turn in your marriage certificate. And so I was already aggravated because we were living with my mom as well. And so he hadn't planned anything further than, hey, let's have everybody meet us at Chili's to do this quote unquote dinner. So here I am, feeling like, what in the world did I just sign up for? So he was like, hey, we can go somewhere and just hang out. And I'm thinking to myself, that's not idealistically what I would like to do. as somebody who is newly married, but here I am. We argued for a bit, and I remember in that argument I said, we can just act like this never happened. And by this, I was talking about the marriage that we just signed off on. Give you a little setup, little background of how it went. It was just myself, him, my mom, my younger brother, and his mom. My mom and his mom were the witnesses to this thing. And if we fast forward from 2013 to about 2021, that same mom who witnessed the marriage, his mom, if you will, was the same person beating down my door saying she want to beat me up because I want to divorce her abusive son. So as you can see, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And so you're probably like, Black girl, why are you sharing this with us? Because in the moment of all of this calamity that was going on as a newly married 20-something with a 2-year-old, there was nobody that I could talk to about it. There was nobody that I could say, hey, this is what's going on. There was nobody that I felt like would understand the fact that I didn't want to really go through with this. But all of the people around me who people would say, hey, why didn't you talk to them? Those were all of the same people that were saying, y'all might as well get married because y'all already have a kid and y'all already live together. So what did I look like going to them and telling them, I really don't want to marry this joker? What did, you know? So when it seems like you're doing everything right, when it seems like you may be on the right path, take a look, take time to reflect. Is it really adding to your life or is it taking away? And let me tell you, from 2012 to 2021, there was take after take after take. So much was taken away from me. And it's in this moment I've realized so much has been given back to me from 2021 to 2025 that I can say without a shadow of a doubt that if I had never say, hey, I want to get divorced, we wouldn't have been getting divorced. If I would have never stood up for my safety and the safety of my children and get a restraining order first, he wouldn't have filed for divorce. He filed out of spite, of course. But essentially, had I filed first, it would have been done already. And it is my understanding that him filing out of spite was just another way for him to take time away from what it is that I want to do. But I'm still able to do the things that I want to do. But I have to consider my safety first. And so if something was said that resonated with you, share this episode with at least one person. Remember, you can tune into Black Girl Say Something every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, wherever you listen to podcasts. I mean, we're on YouTube, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and so many more other platforms. We also have subscriber-only episodes, which I'll be posting more about what happened in court over there if you subscribe to it via Spotify. As well as interact with the links in the description of this episode. We're on YouTube. You can subscribe there. You can follow us on TikTok. And you can even like us on Facebook. Currently, I'm hosting a series over on TikTok. I am one of the professors. Of course, I started teaching my class before Hillman Talk started. But big shout out and thanks to Dr. Barlow. Because if it had not been for her and Dr. Christie, I wouldn't have gotten the inspiration on that fateful day to teach the class that I already have taught many times before. And it is generating me a little revenue. So I am so forever grateful for those of you who are trusting the process, purchasing the books, and all of that good stuff. The class is on TikTok Live every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the recaps are posted in the playlist on our YouTube under Racial Disparities in Healthcare. Thank you for listening.